them to stop. I guess like two worried ass men. This is hood. This is van, and I don't know. I guess some music, and then start. I don't know, dog. I wasn't prepared for that.
Dreaming to perpetrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those who hate it like a chess game, man. I'd have contemplated. Your moves, you lose, now you gave me new moves, more dudes, now the top.
When a female can say that she's bisexual to me, and I'll be like, okay, you bisexual.
I think every female bisexual, whether they had the sexual act or not, but
You know what?
they
Now
do things we couldn't.
I actually want to believe that every female is bisexual, which is cool. But I don't think that there's such a thing as bisexual man. That's why I say how gay is gay. Because there are some people out there who are more forward thinkers, that's what they call them now, forward thinkers, who believe that people are what they say that they are. So if a man say he's bisexual, then he's bisexual. If they say he's transgender, he's transgender. If they say he's transphobic or whatever, anything, you say that you are that. Me, I say, well, I'm asking you, how do you feel about that situation?
Number one, I think labels are a distraction.
Okay.
Now, if a dude want a dude and a chick, let him do his thing over there. You
Okay.
don't gotta announce it to me. You ain't gotta promote it. You ain't gotta do none of that. You know, cause birds of a feather find each other. So, do your thing. You know,
Okay.
I could really care less.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just know there's a boundary right here.
All right, so you saying the label, the word gay, to label someone as gay or straight or whatever, that's just a distraction.
It's a distraction.
But if you are what you are, then
Just
you
be
know
that.
that I don't rock that way.
Just be that.
Just be that where you are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cause for a long time in my life, I didn't feel comfortable around gay dudes
Okay.
at all. Now,
I swear we're like twins, man.
yeah, I didn't feel comfortable, and it wasn't until I worked at McDonald's with this guy named Eddie. Eddie was gay.
Gay Eddie.
Eddie said, hey, I'm gay, and I like men. You don't like men? Cool. And that was that. When I saw Eddie every day, it was, hey, what's up? Crack a joke here and there, blah, blah, blah. Eddie kept his boundary to the point where we could sit in the McDonald's, eat lunch together, right across from each other, and nobody would think anything. He wouldn't try to wipe nothing off my face, won't fuck with my hair, none of that. He just had a boundary. And that changed my life. It changed. I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Eddie cool as a mug. Now, mind you, if Eddie, like, hey, come on, hang out with me, I probably wouldn't because of his crowd. You know what I'm saying? Probably would not. But, you know, it just made me see things. Now, still, for a long time after that, because I didn't want to be like, see every gay dude and you'd be like, oh, hopefully he's like Eddie. You know what I'm saying? But, nah. It's just that I felt more comfortable around them once I let them know that, look, no. You know, no, I don't rock like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I wouldn't like leave the room or some shit.
Well, let me tell you something, man. I wish I had a gay Eddie, you know, that can teach me how to do that. I still feel uncomfortable around gay men, be honest with you. But I am kind of maturing. Only reason why I wish that is because I watch a lot of TV. Some of my favorite TV shows are white sitcoms, and only because it's so. I look at things for a few reasons, either to be entertained, to be educated, or what's the other one? I really don't have a nothing box. So most times it's to be entertained or educated. I'm not really entertained if I'm watching something that's exactly my reality. So sometimes I like to watch things that are
Outside of it.
foreign to what I'm used to.
But then again, it's not really foreign. It's just you see other people doing what we do. Cause Martin, I used to love Martin coming up. My wife could watch the reruns over and over and over and over again.
One
I
of the best
cannot.
joints ever.
I cannot.
You can't watch the reruns?
I can't. Martin, I look at
What about
Martin.
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, yes.
Okay.
Seinfeld, I
All right.
watch Seinfeld.
You get your points back.
I watch Seinfeld like one. But Martin and the Jamie Foxx show and the Wayans brothers.
Jamie Foxx show, no.
It's one
Wayans
time.
Brothers, no.
It's one time, and then that's that. I can't watch it again unless it was like a very, very good show. But something like Married with Children, oh man, if I see Al Bundy coming on, I'm gonna check that out. But if I see Martin coming on at the same time,
that's far from your reality. That's
I
not
won't
your
watch
reality.
Martin. I
Yeah.
won't.
Well, me, I can watch Martin all freaking day, only because that's same thing with the R. Kelly thing. That was around the same time I met my wife, and we have a lot of memories during that time. And my man Burry kind of looked like Martin back then, and was same forehead, height, everything. But anyway, but I can watch Seinfeld all day long, and right now on Netflix, one of my favorite shows is Friends from College. And Keegan, what's his name? Keegan something Key or something like that. He used to be in a show with the guy who produced and directed Get Out. This dude is a freaking genius when it comes to writing, man. Him and his cohort, the dude from that wrote Get Out. And on the show, Friends with College.
Key and Peele.
Yeah, Key and Peele. Them dudes are funny as hell, man. But on this show, it's friends from college, people that they went to college with, that they graduated, now they got their own lives, but they stay in touch with each other, and there's a whole lot of funny stuff to go along with it. It's on Netflix. Check it out, Jump Dope. The reason why I bring it up is because one of their friends is gay. One of their friends is gay, and he's always hanging out with them. Him and his friend is engaged now, probably just now got married on the last one. I think he got married on the last one. To a dude, and obviously because he's gay, but he hangs out with him, and he treats him like regular one of the guys. I've never felt like I can do that to somebody, that was that way, because I just wasn't raised that way. But I would like to be that mature where I could do that, where somebody say, like, I probably would accept the notion that a man could be bisexual or all this other stuff. But right now, I'm opposite of you in that, because the labels are still there for me. I'll mature one of these days, man. It's just, I don't think the Lord ready for me to mature yet. He still got some work for me on the immature side.
Man, labels are just misdirection and distractions, because once you label someone, then you gotta classify the label.
Okay.
And when you classify the label, the classification is gonna mix with another label.
This nigga deep as hell. I just keep on saying every time I be thinking that, he ain't really on it like that, but he deep as hell.
And it's gonna always be on the fence. It's gonna always be something on the fence. And I just say, live your life, man. However
He
you want
deep
to
as
live.
hell, man.
Man, labels is just a distraction, bro. Cause that was a video I watched. Okay, you got religious, atheist, and agnostic.
Right.
Now, religious people believe in a higher power. They go to church, they congregate with people, blah blah blah. Atheists is people that don't believe but will combat people that believe.
Right.
And agnostic is whatever you want to do. I'm going to do this, you do whatever you want. And it's all labels, because someone would say, nah, I don't believe in what you believe in, they'll be looked at as an atheist and then as an enemy.
Okay.
Because the atheists are the ones going to be like, if you believe in God, then why this, why that, why that?
Right.
And the agnostic is more so than, okay, if that makes you a better person to believe this, then go for it. I'm just not convinced. So
Okay.
don't bring it here.
I've got a question for you. I need to challenge you on that, just for a second. Try not to make it too deep. Okay, although I know you can go there because you've done that on a couple of subjects already. I think that it's a cop-out not to adhere to labels. I think, and honestly, I think it's like an oxymoron for anyone who's married to say that they're not into labels, because then you will be a relationship. What you call it? What was the religion that didn't accept anything? They were just like,
Atheist?
whatever. No, they were just like
Agnostic.
agnostic. You would be a relationship agnostic, meaning that, you know, do you do you. You know, we're not married. We're just together. You know, this is our energy right now. We have a family, but you know, it is what it is. It's more free than that. Where's the difference? Because your marriage actually comes from something, and it actually comes from a religion standpoint.
True, very true. Now, I'm not saying that I'm any of those things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still researching. I was raised in the church, so my background.
You don't call
is
yourself
the-
married?
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
the
you-
religious thing. You know, but as far as marriage, the traditional marriage, you know, coming up with my background is to have the church, you know, in front of the judge, in front of the church, in front of the pastor, in front of God, with your family there, and a
Right.
big party, you know. But you know, people, it was something I put on there on Facebook about marriage. They say marriage is just a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you still got to work hard for it the same way you work hard for another piece of paper that's like money.
Exactly.
Right. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
And you know, and
For it and to keep it.
yeah, whether we were technically married like traditionally or not, because even before we went through the ceremony, I looked at my wife as my wife.
Okay.
You know, it was in my mind that she was my wife way before we did the ceremony. Now the ceremony was done traditionally to what my grandmother said, make her an honest woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a marriage license, it's a piece of paper, but my loyalty and my dedication is to her.
And
Whether
it was
we-
that whether you was married or not.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and when you make her, and it's many things that come with making her an honest woman. That makes her, in the eyes of others, claimed. She's on paper. She has rights to your stuff. She has rights now. She's covered.
That's basically legal technicality.
Also, it stretches out to the kids too, because that list is in the eyes of others, especially people in higher pay grades and wages and whatnot, wage classes. They look at them a little more fonder than they do a child who comes from a family that's not married.
And you know that was furthest from my mind, because in actuality, if you look at our names, my kids don't have my last name.
Okay.
And when Robin asked me about when our first child together was about to be born, she said, "Do you want her to have your last name?" And I said it didn't matter to me. That wasn't what she wanted to hear. She wanted to hear more of a confident yes, no, and the reason why.
Right.
But it was more, it didn't matter to me because the name really doesn't mean anything, because the bloodline is what matters.
Right.
I don't have my dad's last name, you know, and my girls will eventually get married and not have my last name.
Yeah, they will have someone else's last name. My wife's family is like that. She has a whole half of her family that's the same exact way, where everyone, even their kids, have the last name of the mom of the family. And it's because, you know, they wanted to keep that name going. They wanted to keep that name going. And that's phenomenal. But like you said, it still doesn't negate the fact that we're family, this is mine, blah, blah, blah. And you ain't got to be tied to my bloodline. I mean, you ain't got to be tied to my name in order to have my bloodline. I mean, that's the same thing for my cousin that's in a hospital right now. I just met his father, first time ever, on, when was it? On Monday or Tuesday, when I went to the hospital to go see my cousin. And I took a picture with him. And I was like, man, you look just like my cousin. And he ain't got his last name, but that's his father, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I've never met him, and a lot of people don't even know that that's his father until they see him. They're like, oh, you look just like Smoke. You look just like Jerry. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. So so when I said to you just now, about the labels. You had a good reason for going through the whole traditional way and just being married, but it really didn't concern you whether or not y'all did or not.
You know, I wanted my wife to have her day. You know, this is my queen, and every king wanted his queen to be happy. You know, she want the traditional wedding. She want the traditional wedding, you know, coming down the aisle with the makeup.
You a softy,
you know
bruh.
I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be broken down. If your woman don't break you down, then she probably ain't the right one for you, bruh. I'm sure
That's true.
You done some things that you won't tell your boys about, you know, cause it's for your queen. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. My kids was the flower girls, you know. My son was a groomsman.
That
you know
whole
what I'm saying?
shebang, yeah, that's nice.
Everybody was involved. My wife had her day in the sun. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? We did our thing. I got my own little flavor in there. She let me wear some Chuck Taylors.
I saw.
She wore some tennis shoes
nice.
too. She wore some tennis shoes, you know. At first she wanted straight up and down tucks, little pumpkin seeds, all that, and you know. But you know, we compromised a little bit. I ain't want much. I just wanted to be comfortable.
That's all right,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
All right, before we tap out, got a question for you.
Yep.
Is it okay for a man to tell his lady, whoever he's dealing with, that she needs to lose weight?
I wouldn't say. It depends on the reason. If it's health issues, then by all means do not hesitate and say, boo, we need to get in the gym. Not just you, we. Because right now, at this point, you telling her this is going to make her feel a certain way, and she's going to need to know that you got her back.
So there's a certain type of way to say it, and there's a certain reason for saying it.
Definitely. My wife tells me all the time, oh man, I got to get off this stomach. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, my wife is in great health. You know, I'm just like, hey, if you want to lose that, lose it. That's for you. You know what I'm saying? I love what I see. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. But if this is what you want to do, let's get in the gym together.
Is there, okay, that's cool. All right. Is there a right way, or should there be no way of telling your lady that you want to have sex with somebody else, separate or with them?
I say just tell her. Just tell her. Because one thing you will be respected for being honest and upfront. She might not like it. She definitely, I'm saying most wives will not fucking like that shit. Probably get your ass shot. Or something.
We keep coming back to getting shot.
Man, but seriously, I mean, because holding stuff in that you really feel strongly about is going to make you do crazy shit. You're not going to be able to control yourself. Because my boy at work, he say, you have to feed the beast. You have to
What does that
feed the
mean?
beast. That means there's an inner something inside of you that maybe nobody knows about, and you have to feed it. You have to, or it's going to take over, and you're going to go nuts.
So by communicating that, you're feeding it, or by actually doing that, you're feeding it?
By doing it, you're feeding it. By communicating it, she may compromise with you.
So
She might not be okay with you doing that with another person, but maybe role playing. She'll be seen as a different person, or do something different that y'all normally would do. Wear something. She get her hair cut, different makeup. You know what I'm saying? Different little clothes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There is always a way if you're willing to work at it. But just to flat out say I want to do it to somebody else, and there's nothing you can do to make me want to change my mind. I think that y'all need to reevaluate your vows.
Okay, and I'm back on to that too. If you're with a lady, and I'm not only talking about just married people, I'm talking about people who are in relationships, lady or men, however you'll handle the situation, just flip the sex. What if your lady came to you and said, I would love to see you have sex with someone else?
Sheesh. I would be the most nervous I've ever been in my life. I would not. She would have
You wouldn't think it's a setup?
Probably, which is why I would think she would have to convince me that this is what she really feels. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure because, I don't know, maybe she want to see how I would react on another person or join in or whatever, which is possibly, which is more than likely what I would wish for is for, you know, all parties involved. But I don't know. I don't know.
I would definitely think it's a setup. I will be like, hell no. I will cuss her out. I would probably go to 10 real quick. Probably not because I'm upset, but because I'm really trying to see. I'm trying to check the temperature, see if this is really where you at. Like, what the hell you talking about, you little nasty bastard? And I just want to see if you're going to be like, but babe, I just really want to try this. I just want to da-da-da-da. No, you got to sell it to me. Sell it to me.
Yes.
You know?
You gotta
Sell it to me. Convince the hell out of me so that I can come down and be like, who you want me to smash? Who you want me to smash, man? Damn.
Hey, you know.
I don't want to do it, but who you want?
I mean, it'll definitely feel like a setup. It'll definitely.
I think it would
I
definitely
think
be
if
a
you just be
setup.
like, hell yeah, what's up? Who you got in mind? I got
knew
this
it.
person in mind right here, you know? No, man. I mean, I don't know. I think that'd be like the craziest day in the world. It'd probably snow and be sunny.
Okay.
On the same damn day, and thunderstorms.
I think so. And one last question. How do you feel about people who know you're married, both women and men, but they got little sneaky ways of trying to sneak in there and say little slick stuff?
Well, you gotta be on your toes. Cause I look for the good in a lot of people, and I've been slapped in the face a couple of times. Wife done cussed me out. All of that, just trying to be as cordial as possible.
You know, they notice that stuff before we do. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but they always noted that. They be
Because-
like, come on, you had to see.
Because it's us, but on the flip side, we would notice that if it was them. We would notice it. Like, why the fuck he doing this for you? Just
Yeah.
you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on our side, we're like, damn, boo, this just, you
I
know.
don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
Come
But
on, she just naked.
it's all perspective. Just naked. It's all
It's
perspective.
just one titty. I mean, she just sent me a
But
picture.
the
one
first thing
titty.
you gotta do is like the hardest thing is put yourself in them people's shoes, like in that split second. Like, how would I feel if my wife did this, and then your answer would come, and it's more so because it's like, damn, if I do this, and this happened, then this, but if I do this and this happened, then that. But as soon as you say, how would I feel if my wife do it, your answer gonna come. It's gonna be definite, and that's what you gotta rock with. Just simple as that.
So bouncing off of that answer, if somebody was to come at you sideways in your relationship, do you check that person first, or do you tell your other and then let them check that person, or y'all check that person together?
Depends on the individual. If it's someone out in the street that, let's say a Facebook friend,
Okay.
that see my family.
They
'Cause
see all the pictures
I promote my
and-
family on Facebook.
Yeah.
She come at me sideways with this, that, and the other. You need to check that person right there, right then.
Okay.
But if it's someone intricate to the family that been to the house, you know what I'm saying? Know the family, been around the kids, this, that, and that. Before you do anything,
Get your folks involved.
get the folks involved, bro. Because soon as you go back and let's say something, I don't know, shouting match happen, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna look bad regardless. Cause why are you arguing with this person? And number one, I only argue with my wife, cause she's the only person I feel that needs to understand. So we will have a back and forth argument.
Right.
Someone outside my family, you know, I could care the fuck less how you feel about what I just said, cause what I just said is etched in stone.
I like
Come
that,
back or
man.
don't. Come back here or don't.
I like that. I mean, I can care less about how people take anything, but I'm on the other side of that. I really enjoy arguing.
Like,
Only because to me, is a battle of wits. And I'm from a place where I just like to, I can't fight no more. Because if you fight, a couple of things can happen. You either embarrass yourself, you either hurt yourself. Punching people in the face is not fun. People don't know that.
It hurts.
People who haven't fought before or not used to it, they don't understand that it actually hurts and can swell up and can break your fingers or your knuckles. And that's not fun. And it's definitely not fun to get hit in the face. Or get hit anywhere at our age. We get hit in the ribs and we feel that joint until we 60.
I had teeth right here, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. See,
And this jump was about that big.
so since I can't do all those physical things anymore, I like to be that annoying conversation back and
Debater.
forth debater. I don't care who it is or what it's about. It could be about a subject that I have absolutely no knowledge about, but I would make it seem like I do, just to take the opposite side and play the antagonist. Seriously, that's the devil's advocate. I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to mature, but when God is ready for me to mature,
That's your gift, bro.
He will mature me.
That's your gift to contrast with
Yeah, man.
conversation.
I actually need to go against that, man. But I think, I like what you're saying, man. But sometimes, most times, I can give a F what anybody think about my opinion if they are not living in my household. That's period. Well, that's not true. It could be my mother-in-law, my guardian, or somebody else that's close to me. But if it's just a random anybody, man, I could care less.
I ain't even gonna argue with them. Household is all that matters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a little Chinese thing like this, you hold your hands like this. You see all of these separate. This represents your parents, this represents your siblings, this represents you and your wife, this is represent yourself, this represents you and your wife.
He doing it again, man. He
This
doing
your
it
kids.
again. What I tell you, this nigga is full of wisdom.
Yeah, man, because look,
He full of wisdoms.
Look, man, you're supposed to separate from your parents. You're supposed to separate from your siblings. See, this is pointing at you, so that's you. This is you and your wife. These are the only fingers you can't separate. And your kids, you separate from
Hold
your
up, but
kids.
you say you're not Christian because everything you're saying right there is Christian based.
Really?
Absolutely.
I really didn't get this from Christianity. I got it from a Chinese proverb.
Mm-hmm. First people on this planet was Africans.
They were. I believe that. I believe that.
You got a lot of knowledge, bro.
I'm a nerd, man. It was useless knowledge when I was in school, but yeah, man, that's some real stuff, though. It's stuff that makes sense to me. I remember, and I just apply it. And I didn't know this was Christian based, but I just look at it and it makes so much sense.
I just said it was Christian based because I'm tying it into what I learned as a Christian, but I doubt it is because Christianity steals from everybody else, from what I'm hearing. And
That's very true.
I was just saying that to say that, just to be an asshole. But
Yeah,
I think that the information that you're sharing is absolutely awesome, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's phenomenal, man.
The Asians were the first to create fire.
Ancient Chinese secrets.
They were the first to create fire.
Oh,
That's
really?
why their intelligence is beyond the rest
Really?
of us. Yeah. They were the first.
I must be half Asian. Must be half Asian.
Their brains developed, and then they start building and using tools more and more and spreading out. And then they eventually got down to us. And some of those Asians were black.
Blasians.
Most of them were black.
Blasians are beautiful.
Women are beautiful.
Blasian women are beautiful. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been Two Married Ass Men. We about to,
Get up out of here.
yeah.
Be safe. Kiss each other. Love each other, man. And just look out for those that was hurting off this shutdown, man. Because I know they probably won't tell you, but just check on them at least.
Yeah. Kiss my ass.
For those that hate it like a chess game, man, I'd have contemplated. Your moves you lose, now you gave me new moves, more dudes, now the top you made the same.